Good morning, guys. Here we have a Nintendo Switch again with a failed installation of an RP2040. I was not going to make a video, but I saw that it's probably not an easy fix, but kind of tedious, and it requires a little bit of work. So I inspected the switch, and the customer claims or says that he's getting a purple screen. So usually with a purple screen, the problem lies in the point A resistor here. Now, he did mention that the point A was lifted, and I already put a resistor here, so we're going to be using that. However, I want you guys to pay close attention to the point here. I know I put some flux there, but let me remove it so you guys can see. There's barely a way to solder the point A, so we're going to have to rewire it. And there's probably a schematic out there with an alternative point, but I'm not going to go look for one. We're going to go ahead and try to make it work. If you guys pay close attention, I'm going to zoom in, and if you guys can see that, there's your point A on this trace here, and the one that's going across the board or inside the board is barely visible. So we are going to have to rewire, basically get a little wire. Maybe we can do it from there, but either way, we're going to get a little wire, some jumper wire, and use it as a connector there, and then of course install the chip on here. We'll test it after. Everything else looks okay. I was going to start working on this, so that's where the flux. There's a little bit of work that needs to be done here on the cleaning up, but it's no big deal. So I want to show you guys the way I would approach this fix. Let's get started by cleaning up the mess there a little bit. You'll be hearing some the fan going off, so that's the fume extractor. All right, we're cleaning up, so we are going to, the way I'm going to do this is, let me see. Okay, that's, okay, now if we grab the resistor there, if we grab the resistor here, and kind of pretend it here, that's good. So now that resistor is in place, now we can go ahead and add the jumper wire. And remember, that's point A, so we have to route it to the chip. So that is a wire that I'm going to be using. We're going to clean up the wire a little bit. That's good. Maybe add a little bit of flux. Again, I haven't tested the switch, but I believe the person that said that it has just a purple screen, this should fix that issue. So you can see I started that point already. And then that point, so I know it's not pretty, but if it works, right? We're going to make this just flush like that. Very nice. Let's go ahead and proceed the installation real quick. We are going to cut a little bit here. That's point A, so we don't need much. All right. We're going to turn the board around. You can see as well that I did the ground point. .3, and then A would be this one here. This wire is insulated, so it should be okay if it touches here some metal. I'm just going to tuck it in there, and this looks good. Let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit here. That's pretty good. We're going to use the same type of wire for this point D. We can't use the flex cable here because of what we just did in point A, so we are going to use just a straightforward wiring. I'm going to prepare this point here, kind of scrape the coating on it, the insulation. Again, this is very tiny, so I have to be zooming in on and off. That's a lot better. That is good. So we're going to reroute this wire around the screw hole here. Carefully, because we're going to be putting the heatsink on top. So if we do this, it will be fine. We can also route it through the bottom here, but this is fine. This is point D. Very fragile. Very thin. All right, we're done with this type of wire. We're going to use the other kind of wire, which is a little thicker, but it's still pretty thin. I believe this is 40 gauge. We're going to do this take care of the C point here. Actually, we'll do that last. Let's do the 3 volts. 3 volts goes here. Perfect. We're testing a new microscope. This is actually it's a lot better than what we were using. We were using a microscope from Egan's, I believe it's the name. And that was pretty good, but we like to try new things, so we bought something called a science scope, and it's about, I don't know, I would say maybe a couple times better. You guys can probably appreciate the video a little better there. We're using the same cameras. We are getting another microscope soon. It's from Leica, I believe that's the way it's pronounced, and that's supposed to be a lot better. So just trying new things, trying to protect our eyes from strain and all those good things. Anyways, let's proceed with the C point. I haven't done the adapter on the back, so let's do that. All right, let me find an adapter real quick. This one looks good. So far, so good. Very well. Now we can do point C. And point C, we're going to use the 40 gauge wire. We're going to route this one through here. I don't measure the ohms here anymore. They're pretty accurate. You can kind of tell when you slide in the flex cable here adapter when it goes in right. So used to do it when I was starting, but done so many, it's I kind of got it figured out. So now let's proceed with the flex cable here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this capacitor is kind of messed up on the side. I think maybe we should replace it. We'll try it like that, and if it doesn't work, we'll replace it. Maybe the solder will bond to whatever's there. Okay. We are going to use the flex cable that he sent, which is slightly used, so it should be fine. Just cleaning it a little bit. All right, let's try it. We're going to apply some flux. Hopefully that capacitor works. I don't have to replace it, it's just extra work. Well, one's touching, but the other one is not. Yeah, it's pretty much broken, so we're going to replace that. Wait a minute, I think it worked. I think it's soldered on there. You just have to be careful. We're not going to solder this yet. We're going to test the chip, and hopefully it works. We are going to plug it in, and if we get the correct lights, we can proceed and put it in the assembly together. So we're looking for blue lights, and then finally the green one or the white one that flashes last. I'll be monitoring the amps as well, so we have two ways of making sure that it works. Here we go. So we are getting the red light, which is blue, and then that's it. I think it's working just fine. Let's try it again. Yeah, after the blue light is shutting off. Let me get a battery. Sometimes with a battery, we can check, see if we're getting it to work, okay? If not, we'll put it in the assembly, in the dock or whatever it is. We're gonna plug in the battery, and we will try again. See what we get. Yeah, we're not, something's not right. Let's replace that. Let's replace that capacitor on the CPU. At point A, I did B, C is fine, and voltage we're getting power, just making sure it works. So we're going to remove this. And we are going to remove that flex cable. That one looks good, but this one, we need to replace that one. Okay, let's take it out. What I'm doing is heating it up from both sides so that we can easily take it out, as you saw there. Now we're going to prepare the area. That looks good. That looks pretty good. Let me grab a donor from another. We're just going to borrow one from this guy's here. Let's take take one of these here. This one here. So the way I do it, I like to avoid putting heat here on the CPU. We just get a bunch of solder like this and get both sides. Hold it in there for a little bit. Like this. So now this one can go here. And it's in good shape, so it should be fine. All right, we can line it up and see if we can carefully solder it in place. We need flux. Very good. Now I'm going to turn it over because I can kind of right-handed. Wonderful. This one's kind of weird as well, but we're going to try it again. And hopefully that one works, okay? We're going to get a new flex cable just in case. All right, I got a flex cable here, which is brand new. We're going to try it one more time. So there's a little bit of area we can solder on that capacitor here, but we might have to replace it as well. This one we are going to, this one should be good. Okay, so we are going to solder this and test it again, okay? Very nice. Very nice. Let's go ahead and plug it in, see how it behaves. See what it does. All right, we're gonna Connect it. And just pay attention to the light. So we're getting that blue light now, which is good, and it just goes away. So there's something definitely not right with this. Maybe that is that point A. But this should be good. Let me check the point A, okay? Let me do some ohm reading. So we're setting this multimeter to ohms, and we're gonna check. We're gonna check point C. We're getting 750, which is good. Point D, we are getting 850. I believe that's good. And point A, we're getting 800, which should be good. Then ground is ground. Unless something else is wrong that I'm overlooking, then maybe the chip, maybe the system is messed up. Sometimes I get them, guys, where there's nothing I can do. If the NAND is bad or the CPU shorted for whatever reason, there's nothing we can do. Nobody can fix that, especially the NAND. Everything looks good. Let me plug the battery in and see what it does. Then maybe we can put it in the actual system. Maybe we're still getting that purple light, and we can address that. But this is a good sign. I'm getting 7 ohms, 7.07 amps. See, something's wrong. 0.07 amps on the amp meter, which is a good thing. We're going to put it in the LCD here real quick to test. Maybe we get some kind of activity. You know what? I believe something's wrong with the flex cable too. I'm sorry, with the pins inside, it's not going all the way in. And watch. Yeah, there's a pin that's bent in there. So it has multiple issues, which is not good. Let's take it out and see if we can fix it by bending the pins. If not, we will have to replace it. Let's try one more time, okay? That's good. That's very good. So it's glitching right now. See that? Maybe I didn't connect the cable, so it's glitching. I'm getting 0.09 amps. So it should go to yellow and then flash. That's very good. There you go. It's working perfectly fine. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in so you guys can test, okay? Let me take this phone call here so you guys can see. All right, so maybe I had not connected the CPU cable here. I don't know, but everything tests good. It's working. It seems like it's working fine. I haven't put it in the LCD or the OLED yet. However, I did notice when I was trying to do the LCD that, look, so this is bent. So this is going to have to be replaced. You see that pin there? There's more than one, 2 pins. The pins are gone, so here, try to zoom in. Can you guys see that? It's messed up inside. See those? Right there. I mean, we can even break this from inside so you guys can see, but you see? And then we have one more here. That's completely broken off. So we'll have to fix that. We can remove it now, but we'll have to address that. The switch is working fine, but we'll have to replace it. The way I replace this, and I guess we can make this real quick to finish up the video, is I like to retouch it with some leaded solder. And you can just remove it by lifting up the piece, the FPC connector, like this, little by little. You can also apply some heat if you want. I will remove it, and then we can just install it later. That would be another video. The way I would remove it would be like this. You want to keep it away. I want to keep away the heat from this other component here. Very easy. So that is removed. Now we can simply prepare the area, and as soon as I get the other pieces, the parts, I actually ordered some a few days ago, so maybe I'll make a video of it, installing it. Alright, this is where I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit that like button. And we'll see you guys again the next time, okay?